Saint Elizabeth of Hungary was promised in marriage at just 4 years of age. Married at 14 to Duke Louis IV and mother of 3 children, she was widowed 20 years after the death of her husband during the war. At the age of 21, she entered the Third Order of St. Francis. She lived a life of extreme donation to the poor, and with her dowry she built a shelter for orphans and hospitals for the neediest and most abandoned. She died at the age of 24 in November 1231. Canonized in 1235, the saint is an example for many of those who want to serve God by giving themselves completely.
Le suore di Santa Elisabetta hanno iniziato la loro prima missione in India proprio nel mio paese. Era un villaggio molto sperduto.
The Sisters of St. Elizabeth started the first mission in India, my country. It was a very remote village. I met them taking part in the life of the parish. Only at that time I didn't feel attracted to religious life. I lived sharing some of their lives with other girls in my village. Little by little, I felt the desire to be a sister myself.
Condividendo un po' con la loro vita insieme ad alcune altre ragazze del mio villaggio proprio. Piano piano io ho sentito dentro di me questo desiderio di farmi suora.
Mia vocazione è nata così piano piano, poi mi sono riavvicinata alla chiesa e c'era la mia mamma che
My vocation was born very slowly. I approached the church little by little. My mother prayed and cried because I didn't attend. So we could say, with respect to my age, that my vocation is an adult one, having entered the convent at the age of 25. What Christ clearly gave me is his love for the poor, for St. Francis and St. Elizabeth. I chose this institute because it was small. We all knew each other, and there was, as there still is, a family spirit, which is something that we feel very deeply.
Era un piccolo istituto e ci si conosceva tutte e c'è ancora lo spirito di famiglia. Si vive molto, no?
The song expresses the joy of the Franciscan sisters, daughters of Saint Elizabeth, who commemorated the feast of the saint with a mass celebrated by the custars of the Holy Land, Brother Francesco Patton, together with Franciscans, local Christians and pilgrims.
È un esempio sicuramente per le spose, perché ha vissuto un amore tenerissimo con suo marito, al punto che quando il marito le viene riportato indietro morto.
She is certainly an example for brides because she lived a very tender love with her husband, to the point that when he is brought back dead, and she is a young 20-year-old woman, she manifests all her pain, but at the same time she says, "I trust what is the will, the plan of God." She is an example for mothers. She had 3 children and has been able to take care of these children, and even if she died very young, she was able to direct their lives. She is an example for widows because she knew how to live with faith the loss of a spouse. It is never easy to live with faith the loss of a loved one, and especially of a spouse. And she is also an example for consecrated women, because when she is a widow, she makes a choice of consecration. She decides to devote herself entirely to the Lord, and this dedication makes her tireless in working, especially for the poorest.
Questo suo dedicarsi interamente al Signore diventa poi un diventare anche infaticabile nel lavorare soprattutto per i più poveri.
I did not know St. Elizabeth. I was very impressed by her sensitivity towards the poorest and most fragile. Basically, she ended up being touched by God when she saw the little ones. And this is something very special.
Isso é mesmo muito especial.